This is the absolute pinnacle of status detail thumbnails. I will never make a better thumbnail than the one I'm making right now. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna walk around this crazy, humongous, most American car I've ever done. This Hummer H1 is super awesome. We'll go over some stats and we'll look over the inside, and it's just an interesting car. It's like very non-symmetrical, and I'll walk you around it and show you all the cool stuff. So straight away, when you take a look at the front, you have this kind of weird pod on the driver's side, and it's just empty and there's nothing there. And I don't know if that's like a military application or something missing, but just on the passenger side, as you can see, there's just nothing there. It's just not symmetrical. It's just kind of weird. And then again, on the driver's side here on the hood, you can see where the hood latch is. It's just a normal looking hood for the most part. And then on the passenger side, we have two vents actually. We have what I believe is a air intake or like a snorkel system for the engine basically, and then there's another little radiator here on the side, and I'm not actually sure what that goes to. Also, you can see the sheer amount of bolts and rivets in this thing are really crazy, so just kind of keep an eye on that as we go through the entire thing. But again, non-symmetrical from the front. We do have two gas tanks on the car, which is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure the owner told me that basically they updated this system and put a bigger gas tank in it, so now it has two filler caps, and they just left the old one on. But it is kind of funny that there are two, gas filler caps. Probably the weirdest thing on the entire car is the way the brakes are set up. So as you're going to see here, there are calipers on the passenger side of the car. The calipers are on the front part of the wheel assembly, and on the driver's side, the caliper is on the back part of the wheel assembly, and it's the same way on the back side of the car too. So normally you see rotors, calipers would be, both calipers would be on like the back side of the front, and then they might both be on the back or the front of the rear set of wheels. Like it's uniform in that sense, or symmetrical. But on this car, they're like the opposite of that. They're symmetrical, but it's from left to right instead of front to back. I've literally never seen that on any car ever. The suspension shots here are being shown just because this is like outrageously super expensive suspension that he just put on. There's a lot of immense weight on a Hummer like this, and the lower control arms were brand new, and it was just kind of nice and cool looking. And then you can see also underneath the front fenders, everything is totally exposed. So when you're driving down the road, just all this stuff is getting rocks and water and stuff thrown at it. If you're driving through snow, you can see the battery is just totally exposed. You can see the fluid for the brake fluid was like in an exposed thing. I mean, normally these things are totally contained like under a hood of a car, but not in a Hummer H1. And then the inside's really interesting. So you'll see here the foot box, or like the little area where your legs go, is really, really narrow for how wide this car is, because this is probably one of the widest cars I've ever seen in person. It's probably one of the biggest, most immense cars I've ever seen in person, but you can see that where your actual body goes and where like your legs would go are really narrow. I can compare it to like a 355 Ferrari. That car has a really tiny foot box, but like this car is like twice as wide as one of those. So it's crazy that it's like a weird use of space on the inside. And the center console is giant. So you'll see in a second, the way the center console is laid out in the back, I literally think is because, again, military application, a guy will stand on that in like a turret box with a 50 caliber machine gun. So they didn't change anything on the road going version. They just like put a big flat area in, and you can just have storage there or something. It's cool to see the diamond stitch seats too. That's kind of a modern touch to this kind of older car. And of course, you put your child seat into the car because you got to take your kid around in the Hummer H1, right? That just makes sense for wintertime. Got to be safe in Chicago. There's so much storage space in this thing if you needed it, especially because of where I was mentioning that turret box thing might go. Just it's so wide, and like where the trunk is, and the way those little over fenders are. There's a lot of room to put stuff in here for sure. And one of my favorite things about the car is the sound the doors make, so just take a listen. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. The channel has definitely been growing, so we're very grateful for all the followers and people who are liking and commenting and doing all that stuff to help the channel grow. If you liked this video, be sure to like it. If you have any comments, just comment below and I'll get back to you right away. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, because we are definitely trying to grow a YouTube channel, and we drop videos every single Sunday. So this is a regular YouTube channel that you can definitely look forward to having really cool car content. I'll see you guys in the next video. So the outside of this thing is pretty cool, but then you go on the inside and you can see it's got a lot of space for all your equipment, and oh, we didn't mean to leave that in there. That's not, well, go America. For those that are curious, this is a fully licensed Magpul AR. It's super awesome. I love this thing. It's got a Daniel defense rail on the front, and before the ATF shows up at my house and tries to give me a hard time, this is an airsoft gun, guys. So take it easy, don't freak out. You can see in the mag well there, it's an airsoft gun, but it is a super, super awesome airsoft gun. I used to airsoft a lot, and that's kind of why I had to pull this stuff out of the basement and use it for the thumbnail.